Because guys have been told, be a nice guy, be a shoulder to cry on, be all interested in her stuff. And the truth of the matter is, and I hate to say this, but women don't generally lead that interesting of a life compared to what a guy does, right? Women like to talk about people, men like to do things. And like I said earlier, you can do anything to a woman but bore her. So it's unlikely that if you're a guy that, for example, has an overlanding truck and likes to do that kind of stuff and goes off into the desert and watches the sunset on a cliff, like there's very few people out there that can offer that experience to a woman. So you want to invite her into your life. You don't want to go into her life, especially if you're older and she's younger. Like usually I'm dealing with older, more successful guys that are more interested in dating youth and beauty. So it's like, you don't want to go and show up and be like, well, tell me more about the Taylor Swift concert, that you went to, and what did you wear? And, what outfit was that, sort of thing. Like, that's not going to get their interest. But, nodding your head and being like, yeah, that was a great concert. Hop in the truck and pack a picnic. Let's go over here and watch the sunset, or check out the night sky when the sun goes down. It's a beautiful canvas. Now you're talking. Not many people can offer her that kind of adventure, right?
Absolutely, man. Would you say getting unplugged? This is a realization I've had over the last 4 years of my life. Realizing that women want to be led. You've talked about it multiple times here. Like, pack a picnic, get in the truck. We're going here. I was just literally down south in Miami with my family over the weekend. And on the way down there, my dad is on a call. He's talking to my aunt. We're figuring out where we're going to have dinner this night. And my dad's like, well, where are we going? What did you, and my aunt literally says, I was waiting on you to tell me where we're going. And I looked at my dad and I said, she's asking you to lead her. Tell her where we're going. Here's the restaurant, 6:30. We're going to show up. It's not even a dating dynamic. This was literally brother and sister, but she was submitting, saying, you're the man. Tell me where I need to be. Tell me what time. Is this a problem that you see with guys? And is that a part of being unplugged, is realizing that this is what they're actually looking for?
Absolutely, man. Women absolutely crave being led in a relationship and a date. So I'm in a long-term relationship right now. I don't date, but when I did, I can't count how many times I heard from women, you know how refreshing it is to have a guy set the date, set the time, pick me up, take me to a place and drop me off. And I would go beyond that. Like I would even tell them what to wear. Like if I picked them up on a dating app, for example, and I saw in picture number 4, they were wearing like a nice black dress or something, I'd be like, I'm picking you up at 8. We're going here. Wear the nice black dress from picture 4. Right. Like when you lead a woman like that and she can see you as a giant, because that's what they want to be with. Like women want to be with a giant. They don't want to be with somebody that's going to be like, well, I don't know. Where do you want to go to eat? And what time are you free to go? Like you have to set it. Like you have to, they want to be led. Despite all of this nonsense you hear out there with toxic feminism, how men and women are equal and they're always the same. You go and see these interviews all the time online where they have a table like on these dating podcasts and there's some girl and she's like, yes, I'm a feminist. I'm a devout, to this mindset and ideology. And the host will be like, cool. So when you're on a date, so who pays? And she's like, well, the guy does. Right. Okay. Well, you can have chivalry or you can have equality, but hon, you can't have both. Right. So pick one. So the truth of the matter is women do want chivalry. And if you're going to give them chivalry, then you have to be the one that leads in that type of situation.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw the recent, I think it was a viral TikTok that went on. It hit a few of the bigger channels out there. And it was a liberal woman. She's talking to her phone. She's in the car and she's just bitching about, why are there no good liberal men? Like, I want a guy that's going to set the date.
I made a reaction video to that one, actually.
Did you really? Yeah.
I did.
I mean,
yeah,
it's just like mind blowing, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So, they don't exist.
Exactly. You're seeking a conservative, real masculine man.
Yeah. You want a conservative with a man bun. That does not exist.
It doesn't exist. Let's talk about the online dating space. You had mentioned, you're not really dating at this point. You're in a longer term relationship, but you had said in the past, like you would meet these women online. What's your just overall thoughts and impressions on the dating marketplace online? And is this a good place for guys to go if they're single? Obviously, you got to go where they are, right? So yeah, let's kind of open up that box there.
Yeah, I've got a chapter in my book that essentially talks about how to get girls online because it's probably the most convenient and easy way for guys to meet women. The problem is that most guys haven't done anything with their life. Like they haven't leveled themselves up. Most men, when I talk to them and they're struggling with, their dating life, I'll ask them on a scale of 1 to 10, where do you rate yourself? And they're like 4 or 5, maybe a 6, most of the time. And they're being reasonably honest. And the truth of the matter is that when you look at the stats on the way women behave online, and because of their hypergamous nature, women always want to date across and up on a social economic scale. They don't want to date across and down. They want to be with somebody better. Like I said earlier, they want to be with a giant. So the vast majority of men that are out there right now, like it's never been easier to stand out from the crowd. The vast majority of guys that women are coming across on things like dating apps are mostly plugged in beta males, right? They're the kind of guys that are like, well, where do you want to meet, and what time do you want to meet, and like on what day of the week do you want to meet, sort of thing, and they'll leave it all in their court. And these chicks are like, ah, another one of these bozos, and they just sort of like ghost them, or they show a lot like low interest or disinterest, and these guys get frustrated. They don't get what they want. So if you're good, like if you have some game, if you're a good looking guy, you've got some style, you've got your life sorted away, like you're at least a 7 or 8 out of 10, like maybe even have a little bit of room for improvement, then use dating apps and you'll do well. But if you're not in that top percentile, you're going to have a very difficult time. You're going to get ghosted. You're not going to get a lot of matches. You're going to get disinterest. You're going to get women that are indifferent, to you. They're going to cancel. They're going to flake. You're going to have all kinds of problems. You're going to get frustrated. And, like there's not a lot of great women out there that are long-term relationship type of material in North America anyway. Like the vast majority of women that are out there, like as they get older, they carry around a lot of baggage and trauma from the past. 1 in 5 women are on SSRIs or antidepressants. They're overly entitled. They're bratty. They think that they're a 10 when they're really a 4. They're obese. They're covered in tattoos. Like there's all kinds of problems that you can, they're feminists. They've got bad attitude. The patriarchy's oppressing them with everything. Like you hear all these narratives, and it's like the only way that you're going to get past all of that, because you got to dig through a lot of dirt to find gold, is if you're a top shelf guy, because that's what all the women want. They want to select the best that they can get because of their hypergamous nature. So if you want to do well online dating, you'll do very well. Hypergamy is a great thing for you if you're a top shelf man.
Yeah, I think 20% of the men online are competing for 80% of the women, and vice versa. I think the average woman swipes right about 4% of the time.